Okay, guys, our next step is to set up and solve proportions. The key here is set up, all right? My advice is to always label the two things you are comparing. Take the 10, 15 seconds to identify and label, okay? It's going to make it a lot easier. All right, so let's look at this basic question here. You burn about 200 calories by walking for 60 minutes. Now, how many do you burn if you walk for 15 minutes? So we're comparing calories to minutes. It doesn't really matter what you put in the numerator, what you put in the denominator. Just make sure you label it and it stays that way. So here we're comparing calories to minutes. So we just labeled calories to minutes. Well, let's see. 200 calories is going to line up with calories to 60 minutes. Are we looking for calories or are we looking for minutes? We're looking for calories. We'll make that X and we have 15 minutes. Okay? See how simple that is? When we just label the two things we're comparing, calories, calories, minutes, minutes. They correspond. Okay. Let's look here. Let's reduce. That 0 will cancel out. I could divide this by 2 and get 10. I could divide this by 2 and get 3. So we reduced to start. Now we'll cross multiply. 10 times 15 is 3x. Again, remember from our previous lesson, there's no reason to multiply this out, okay? Just hold off because we are going to divide by 3 to solve. So now I can reduce the 15 and the 3 to a 5. And have x is 50. So it'll be 50 calories. Okay. I know 150 divided by 3 you can do easily, but in case it's not easy to reduce, it makes it much easier to do this. All right? It'll always be easiest here. Let's look at another one. All right, we're making Mr. Bracco's famous Argentinian marinade. It is delicious. Almost a change your life delicious. It is fantastic. Okay, so it's New Year's Day, and we're making it. And we're going to make 5 servings of it. So what are the things I'm comparing? Okay? We're comparing, let's see, we have red wine vinegar to 2 servings, see that? Don't let that fool you, of the Argentinian marinade. So we're comparing red wine vinegar to a serving, right? You can make it whatever you want. So we have 13 ounces of vinegar for 2 servings of Mr. Bracco's marinade. Now we want to make 5 servings. I want to make 5 servings. So that aligns with the 5 servings. And we're solving here. I see red wine vinegar, 13 and we don't know. Servings, 2 and 5. Right? Lining everything up. That's the main part here. We all know how to solve proportions now. Take the 10 seconds to set this up. I want to do our cross multiplying. So here, 5 times 13 is 2x. I'm going to divide by 2. Okay. Well, can 2 go into 5 or 13? Nope. So we just multiply it out. 65 over 2. All right. You could divide that as 32.5 ounces. Okay. See here, nothing reduced out. That is okay if nothing reduces out. Then we just multiply it normally. Right. The key here, though, is right there. Take the 10 seconds. Take the time. Take the time. Take the time to do this. Last one. This one is going to be tough because we're going to have a fraction within a fraction. But the first thing we do is what? Yep, read the question. No. The first thing we do when we're solving the question, label. You need 3/4 of a cup of flour to make a batch of cookies. For the holidays, you're making a bunch of batches of cookies for your family and friends. All right. So you go to Sam's Club, you buy a bag of flour, 24 cups worth. How many cookies or batches can you make? So what am I comparing? I have cups of flour, batches of cookies. So I'm just going to say I have flour to batches. Well, what is our baseline? 3/4 of a cup of flour, 3/4, and it's okay to have a fraction within a fraction. Makes a batch of cookies, which is just one. Right. Well, did you buy batches of cookies or did you buy the flour? Yep, you bought the flour. So the flour aligns with the flour. And we don't know here. Do not let this scare you. Do not let this scare you. It is just the same stuff we've been doing. We're going to cross multiply. 3/4 x is 24. Right, 3/4 times x is just 3/4 x. To solve this, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. Let's think back to solving equations. Multiply by the reciprocal. Some of you may learn multiply by 4 first and divide by 3. We're not going to do that. We have the capability to do those two steps at once. We can understand multiplying by a reciprocal. Do not sell yourself short. This is really over 1. Let's see, same concept. Can I reduce? Why multiply across and try to divide? Can I simplify? Yes. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32, because 1 times 1 is 1. So there it is, 32. 32 batches of cookies. Thank you for joining me again. Hopefully this helped.